Bang, bang.
Bang, bang. Right on time, too. Love it. Hey, YouTube. This is absolutely not me using attempt number 2 for this intro.
All I've got to say is when you get 2 intros like that, you best come into the second one all Eric Bischoff in this mug. I'm back and better than ever. You got to come into it hard.
I was trying so hard to reface myself into an Eric Bischoff gif for my coming back tweet. It just wasn't working out for me. It just was not working out for me.
You should have just put your face over Eric Bischoff's face in one of those, 852 NWO pictures.
That's actually almost what I ended up doing, but I really wanted to get him walking out down Raw's ramp, right? But it didn't work out. Anyway, episode 1, Sportsball Sunday. Episode
we may
1.
Have to talk about Eric
3.
Bischoff later on.
Yeah, we'll always find some time to talk about Eric Bischoff. He's my spirit animal.
As he should be.
Yeah, as he should be anybody's.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah. 100% as he should be.
Sly, this is attempt, 37 of trying to launch Sportsball Sunday as a thing?
Officially, I think it's only attempt 2.
Oh, only attempt 2? Okay.
As a podcast thing.
Yeah. So
every time we get started, somebody has another kid or something, and
I'm the only one with kids, so you guys can figure out who it is. But yeah, this is part 2, episode 1. On my left is the man, the myth, the legend, BigSlyTV, the nicest guy on Twitch, Twitter, and that other blue brand that doesn't exist anymore. Thanks, Microsoft.
I'm trying to figure out who you're talking about.
Well, I said it's on my left. It's on my left.
Couldn't be me.
It's right there.
Yeah. We made our return this week.
Yeah.
Came in with the whole Y2J Twitch is slime. Oh yeah. Gotta hit him with the.
There it is. Awesome. You're right, my left. Exactly, Kiza. Exactly.
Hey. But, he talks a big game about how nice I am. And I'm not going to lie to you all and tell you he's the nicest guy on Twitch. But the other guy that's trying to, gas me up like a diesel in a recession is the man, RicanStreams, coming in with that. Is that an Austin FC jersey I see?
Dale, ATX. Sure is. We got to represent the squad, man.
Represent.
I mean, I wasn't going to call out the Miami Hurricanes. But, you got to stand back. There's a hurricane coming through. How many wrestling references are we going to get this episode?
So many. All of the references. When my favorite college team happens to be the team of a well-known wrestler.
I smell what you're cooking on that one.
Oh, do you smell what the fly is cooking?
Oh, jeez.
No. So, what is Sportsball Sunday?
So,
it's episode 1. What are we gonna do?
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we are going to be discussing different things that come up throughout the week. Sportsball Sunday will obviously be released every Sunday on YouTube. I don't know if we're just doing it on my YouTube or not, if we're going to rotate.
It is just your YouTube.
Okay, so it'll be on my YouTube channel every Sunday. We're going to be discussing different things that happened throughout the week in the sports world. And it won't just be, football, basketball, baseball. And I I preface that because for the next few weeks, it is just going to be football because we're going to be breaking down division by division. Go ahead.
You say that the next couple of weeks is going to be just football, but something big happened on Friday in another sport that we both thoroughly enjoy, and I didn't get to see it because my recording stopped.
You didn't get to see Rampage?
I did not.
Oh man, it was so good, dude. It was so good.
And I hear something happened on Rampage that, belt might have changed hands or something. Oh. So
peeps, baby.
we may have a football heavy discussion, but we're gonna have to get into some of that wrestling stuff too.
We'll talk wrestling. We'll talk football. We'll talk European football because I'm really getting into it. We'll maybe dabble in some ice hockey. I don't know how.
Austin has a new rugby team.
Austin has a new rugby team. Well. So we'll be trying to sprinkle in a little bit of everything. Like I said, every Sunday, right around this time on Twitch, and it'll be up on YouTube the same night.
Same night.
That's my plan. It's called Sportsball Sunday. I can't upload it on Monday.
I mean, you do the recording on a Sunday and then label it Sportsball Sunday on a Monday on YouTube.
I kind of like that.
We get it up there tonight. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be hard, but that is the plan.
Yeah, that is the plan. For the next few weeks, we are gonna be kind of football heavy as we break down division by division the NFL leading up to kickoff on September 10th, if I'm not mistaken.
We're right there.
Today, episode 1, we're gonna break down AFC North and the AFC South. And
but before we do any football stuff,
Sly wants the stage for a second.
Before we do any football stuff, I have to ask.
Okay.
Because me and you haven't gotten to talk about this even.
Correct.
Is it the end of the big three in NBA? Can one or two superstars really win a championship in a small conference or a small media market? Or is this year having Phoenix versus Milwaukee a fluke?
I think as Keith is gonna come in through the background there. I think with the NBA, the 3-man teams are gone. It's just not a financially viable option if you're really interested in winning titles. If you're interested in selling tickets, yeah, big three, easy.
Yeah,
but you definitely need to be able to build out a full squad, and 2+ is where you got to be. And honestly, I think Phoenix had 2 plus a couple.
Yeah,
right. The Bucks had 1.5. I'm not putting Chris Middleton up there. I don't give him enough.
The Bucks had 1.5 and Giannis by himself.
That is
man.
True.
Some of them blocks were dirty.
That's fair.
The man may not be able to shoot any kind of depth, but his defense on point. His, getting into the paint on point. Mid range on point. So he can't shoot from range. That's like whatever.
It pains me to say that because yes, I'm rocking an Austin FC jersey. Yes, I live deep in the heart of Texas, but I am a Jersey boy at heart. I'm a Nets fan at heart, and we'll see what happens next year.
I'm a Lakers fan, so Russell Westbrook joining LeBron.
But at the end of the day, regardless if it's 2, 3, 4, whatever the case may be, the NBA more than any other league is a superstar league, and you need a true superstar to make any noise. Like Keesa making noise in the kitchen.
Yeah, no, I wanted your take because my hot take was that you need a squad around 1 or 2 guys.
No, I'm with you.
Not a big 3. I do not know how well Westbrook, LeBron, and AD are going to work together.
Yeah,
this season just because
there's one ball, there's 3 of them. It's not gonna be good.
Yeah, and like LeBron and Westbrook both need an assist for a triple double. Who's taking the shot? Because they're both just passing it back and forth. Like they both want their stats.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Did you see the TikTok of them both like there was a TikTok of some dude playing pick-up hoops or whatever, and so it was when Russ and LeBron need one assist for a triple double, and he's pulling up for a shot, passing it out, and then the other guy's pulling up for a shot, passing it out. They're just going back and forth with each other. It's great. It's fantastic.
No, but I did see a meme. That's where I got the concept from, because I did see a meme, and it's true. As a Lakers fan, both of them want their stats. But yeah, we do have stuff to get to.
Yeah.
I just wanted. You're typically good for a hot take or two, so I wanted to see
I may have some hot takes.
I wanted to see if my take was hot enough, or if it was just,
No, it was lukewarm at best, to be honest with you. I think it is a changing of tides.
All right.
But I might have a little hot take. I don't know. I might have one here at the end of the episode. We'll
okay.
See. But yeah, let's.
If your hot take is Peyton Manning comes out of retirement to play for the Eagles, you're wrong.
That's not my hot take.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
But I do have a take that involves my beloved Eagles as well. That we can talk about it here shortly.
I have a take that involves them, but we'll save that for the day we're talking about the AFC East.
But let's get into it, man. We're gonna start with the. I don't know. Do you want to start with the best, or do you want to start with like mid tier?
What are we calling? Are we talking? We're going to go through the lineup.
We're gonna go team by team in division. Kind of just go over what they did, how they retooled their roster, and any prospective outlooks. And if you feel comfortable enough to give a win-loss record, remember we have 17 games this year.
Yep.
Let's
start with North.
You want to start?
Let's start with North.
Okay. Arguably the best division in the league. Them and the NFC West, the top two divisions, hands down.
Put some spec on its name, the NFC East.
As the best division in the league. We're not even going to get into that conversation. That's a hot take.
The Cowboys, the Eagles. Come on. The New York. Yeah, no, we're good.
The football team?
The Washington football. They are the mother football team, okay?
They're not just a team. They're the
football team.
But we'll start with the AFC North.
I agree. I think this is probably the strongest division in football.
This is a 3-team race with 4 teams in the picture.
I mean, I don't know if 4 teams are even in the picture.
That's fair. The 4th team is holding the frame for the picture.
Yeah. It's that awkward wedding photo where like the groomsman is holding a frame out to frame the bride and groom. Yeah, it's nice.
Is that so? Joe Burrow is the groomsman in this scenario.
He's not the groom, that's for sure.
Actually, you know what? He's probably not even invited. He just came off of surgery, so he couldn't help walk anyone down the aisle or anything.
He's Owen Wilson in Wedding Crashers. Just
jeez, already off the rails.
So, I think you mentioned it. Let's start with the Bengals.
Let's start with the Bungles. We're right back into the late 90s, early 2000 Cincinnati territory, in my opinion. Which, this was the hot take. Joe Burrow's not an NFL quarterback at all.
That is a very hot take.
I don't think he has it in him. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt after he played 1 game last year before he got hurt, 2 games.
Yeah, but no, he played more than that. He got hurt week 4?
All I know is right now what I see his career path is David Carr.
I think he's better than David Carr.
Talent-wise, I would agree with you.
What did he go down with, though? He went down...
ACL.
ACL?
ACL.
But it wasn't just it was an ACL, MCL.
It was the whole thing. His knee
wasn't it a full knee? See, that's what scares me. I think Joe Burrow is a good quarterback. I think he could be a good quarterback in the NFL. I think Joe Burrow did a lot to propel the Bengals. There just wasn't anything around him to help. He needs a supporting cast.
See,
the thing that scares me is it takes 18 months for your knee to feel like normal. And then it takes another 12 months, 18 months on top of that for psychologically you to let yourself feel like your knee is normal. Some people never get there. That's coming from having a blown out knee in sports. This happened when I was 14, 15. I still go to do things. We're getting ready to start working out. I told Stevie today, I will not put weight up on a squat bar and squat until I drop pounds because I do not know what my knee will do. Like, it still scares me of what my knee will do. So the psychological thing is what I think is going to hold him back more than anything this year.
See, and what I think is going to hold him back more than anything is the team itself. I think Joe is incredibly talented. My take isn't so much with him and his skill level. I do think he has the tools to be a player in the league. My comparison to David Carr really just boils down to, where's his offensive line? Who's blocking for him?
That's fair. David Carr comes into Houston as a he's the first team, but he's the first quarterback Houston ever had, isn't he? Isn't he the year that they had the expansion?
He was the expansion draft quarterback, the number 1 overall pick in that draft, and they had no offensive line. So Joe Burrow comes in, no offensive line, gets hurt, and the team does not rebuild that line for him to protect him. And I think his receiving core has incredible potential. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and I'm blanking on that second receiver. But just overall, that receiving core has potential, and he's got the talent, but I don't trust the team to be able to hold him up throughout the rest of the season. And that's where I think. Go ahead.
I gotta take a timeout real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I know this is live on Twitch. We're gonna put it up on YouTube later. But Brofessor Panda coming in with a 42-person raid. We're gonna take a pause from the YouTube, and we're gonna say, you professionals, I love you so much. Thank you, Panda Nation, for the raid. We're gonna jump back into the podcast, the recording for YouTube, guys. We do this live so we can have some interaction with y'all. But thank you so much. Love you. If I have a mod, if we can shout out Professor Panda real quick. Love you guys. All right. Sorry, that had to be addressed.
No, you're good, dude. You're good.
But yes, I agree. He lacks the talent to not have an offensive line around him.
Yeah, and I think that's really the big reason why I say, as of right now, David Carr, if he gets out of that situation, or if they're able to build that line, I think we can get a little LSU magic between him and Jamar Chase. But really, they're the 4th team in a 3-team race. I see them maybe getting 2 wins.
They did beat the Patriots. Sorry, the Buccaneers, the Tom Brady's last night in the preseason.
Even play last night?
Neither did Burrow, so it doesn't matter.
Right. We're talking week 1 of the preseason.
We're talking week 1 of the pre. I'm just, for all those fans out there that think way too highly of the preseason, I'm just throwing it out there because
I put a little more stock, obviously, in week 2 and week 3 of the preseason. That's where you put in more stock.
I don't put stock in the preseason period.
Not even in week 3 when you have the starters going into the 3rd quarter.
No, because you don't have all the starters going. There are plenty. Do you think Tom Brady's playing a single game in the preseason, even week 3?
I think Tom Brady's playing a half in week 3.
I think you're crazy. I think Aaron Rodgers they've already talked about. Rodgers won't touch the field.
Rodgers not playing.
I think Dak Prescott probably won't touch the field in preseason.
Dak Prescott may get 1 series.
I think Zeke probably. There are big names that you don't need to see what they do in preseason.
We'll talk about Zeke and Dak later because I watched episode 1 of Hard Knocks today.
I don't have HBO. I need to.
You're gonna have to come over and watch it then.
I heard somebody say earlier that preseason is equatable to like a wedding. There's one
Why
or
are we
two
having
people.
so many wedding?
I don't know,
analogies
but
today?
I was listening to our local sports talk radio, and they were talking about preseason's equatable to a wedding. There's 2 to 4 people that are just really invested. The bride, the groom, maybe the parents.
Maybe the groom, to be honest with you. Speaking from experience,
That's your undrafted rookies or late round rookies that are really worried about trying to make the team. You have the groomsmen and the bridesmaids. Those are your young players who are still learning a lot, and then you have the people who are just kind of there, and that's your veterans that aren't suiting up most weeks. They're not even in pads.
I like that analogy.
Like and then you have Joe Burrow breaking in and crashing the wedding.
All right, breaking. But here's the thing: when we say it's a 3-team race, I think there's 2 clear head and shoulders, and then one that may surprise us. But it's not who you think.
Okay, give me this hot take. So let's go from bottom to top. We went
4.
Bengals. That's your clear 4. Who's your 3 in the division?
The Steelers.
Really?
The Steelers are my number 3 in the division.
Okay.
They lost a ton of talent through free agency.
Yeah.
They didn't really bring in a lot of name brand players. They did okay. I think their draft was actually really solid. I know they got a lot of heat for the Najee Harris pick, but that's just a Pittsburgh pick.
Yeah, that's a great.
I think
great
that for them,
I think.
for them choosing a running back in the first round, it works. Other teams, not so much.
Also, just it's Najee Harris. Like he's
a monster.
If there's a running back who epitomizes Pittsburgh play style, that was coming into the draft, it was him.
100, yeah. No, but they had a solid draft. They lost a lot of talent though in free agency. I just think they're gonna go obviously as far as Roethlisberger takes them.
Mm-hmm.
He lost a lot of people up front. Again, we're talking about the offensive line again.
Yep.
He's 38 years old. He's the last man standing from his draft class in terms of those 3 quarterbacks that were drafted.
Mm-hmm.
And he just hasn't been the same player for at least 5 years. And I just, he's gonna go through a funk, and they're gonna finish as the 3rd team in the division.
I disagree.
Mm-hmm.
I put Pittsburgh at 2. And the reason being, they've lost a lot of talent. It's Pittsburgh. As long as he's healthy, as long as Ben is healthy throughout the season, he's gonna go through a funk, but he's gonna win games that he shouldn't win. And that's to me the mark of a good quarterback, right? It's really easy to go in and win the games that you're the dominant team and you should win those, but can you pick up a couple of games that it's a coin toss, or can you pick up a couple of games that you probably shouldn't win that game? And Ben Roethlisberger is good enough to pick up those games still. So I put him at number 2. Also, it's Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has a long history of just consistently being good. No matter what happens, Pittsburgh is good. They're not great. They're not Super Bowl. They're not, but they're good. And the team that I assume you're going to put at number 2 has proven that they have a ton of talent. They have a ton of skill, but they have not proven that they can put it together and be good all the time.
They proved it last year when they beat Pittsburgh in the playoffs.
Okay, but
Pittsburgh.
One game. That
one game to exercise a lot of demons. Now,
that is a weight off their shoulders. But I want to see them put it together for an entire season.
That's fair. Prove that last season wasn't a fluke. I got you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Pittsburgh is going to be bad by any means. I think the biggest thing that's going to knock this division is the fact that the 3 top teams have to play each other twice, and it's very reasonable for each one to finish 3 or I guess 5-3 in the division, because you beat the Bengals twice and then you beat the other 3 once. So,
yeah. I think this is probably our division from the AFC that you pull 3.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I think
Absolutely.
playoffs, you probably see all three of them in.
And Pittsburgh is such, like you're saying, Pittsburgh, yes, has been consistently great for so many years. Chuck Noll to Bill Cowher to Mike Tomlin. Tomlin has never had a season where he finished below 500. Never.
Yeah.
He's been there now for like 13 years at this point. But I think it's going to come to an end. And I think seriously they need to start planning for post Big Ben.
Oh yeah, they do.
You know? And I feel like this is finally the year. I might be wrong. I'm not saying they're going to be bad by any stretch, but I don't see them winning the division. I see them coming in as a wild card team, 9-7, 10-6, and that just speaks to the strength of this division. When
you mean 10-7, 9-8?
I'm sorry, no. I mean 10-7 or 11-6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my bad. I forgot 17.
Yeah, we got 17.
I even brought it up at the beginning. But
yeah.
I see this team finishing, and that just speaks to the volume and the strength of this division, that a 10-11 win team will finish third.
Yeah, and to hit on that, I don't think I have them flipped. But when you look at the team that you have number 2, which I'm assuming is the Browns.
It is the Browns.
You got to look at them and go, Baker Mayfield, Odell, Jadeveon Clowney, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. Like, Case Keenum is their backup. Like, Case Keenum has produced as a starter for a long time. Like, where do you go wrong? Myles Garrett, Newsome, they have a squad.
They do, and we'll just roll right into them. They far and away improved their secondary. They raided a couple of the Rams' secondary members. They brought in Tack McKinley, who I loved coming out of college. I love that moment that he had when he was picked by Atlanta. I think Atlanta was not the right fit for him. I'm very excited to see him pair up with Myles Garrett and see what that can do. But you mentioned it first. Can Baker make the leap? Can he show some consistency? You said Roethlisberger is a good enough quarterback to win you the games that you're going to lose. Baker needs to get there.
Yeah.
He's going to ultimately decide where this team goes. Yes, this is a quarterback-driven league. It's an easy take to make that if Baker doesn't make the leap, doesn't get consistent, they're not going to go anywhere. But with this team more than maybe one other team we're going to talk about today, if Baker can't produce, that team, that's going to be a disappointing season for them.
Can I give you 3 names to watch on the Browns?
Absolutely.
And I think here's the 3. It's really a position, but there's 3 names that I think if you get high caliber plays out of these 3 players, I think Baker's job becomes easier, and you see him start doing that. And the 3 names are Austin Hooper, David Njoku, and Connor Davis.
I'm still waiting for Njoku to do something to make that leap, man.
Yeah, and you and me both. Because he's
a you.
He's one of my boys. But I think if you see those 3, because like you look at their roster and like Odell, sure, he's gonna make plays. Who's there?
Stay healthy.
Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt in the backfield gonna make plays. Who's their other?
Landry.
Yeah, Landry. I think even did they pick up Switzer this year or last year?
I think it was last year. I didn't see him when I was going through the roster moves for this offseason. I didn't see his name listed.
I think Ryan Switzer is an underrated slot guy.
Yeah.
And he was a Cowboy out of draft. He came straight to the Cowboys as a punt return, kick return. But you're talented everywhere. Those guys, if you get your tight ends blocking, making big plays for you, being the big-bodied guys that they're supposed to be, I think that's where Baker's gonna really shine, because I think Baker needs to start checking down to his tight ends and doing more of that than trying to blow past people with Odell or run it himself.
I say this as a Baker hater because I'm not a fan of Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Although I love the whole planting the flag thing that he did. I love that part. That part of his game, I love that swag that he brings. I think he's a bit overrated in the grand scheme of things, but I want to see him succeed, and I really want to see the Browns succeed. It's
very few players that I look at and go, I don't want you to succeed. And typically when I do, it's because you just have that essence about you.
Yeah.
Like I'm really finding a hard time to think of one that I just really don't.
We'll talk about one here shortly for me.
Oh, okay. Is it on this?
Which ties back to my other to what I said about the take with my Eagles.
Is this on the this next team here?
No, he not on this next team.
Okay.
But it sounds like we have a consensus number 1 in the AFC North.
We do. And can I say this may be a hot take? Because I think I'm just gonna say it. I'm not gonna try to hide who I'm talking about. I'm just gonna say it. I think Lamar Jackson is still underrated at the quarterback position.
I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you.
I think people look at him and compare him too much to Patrick Mahomes. Mm-hmm. And because he's got that comparison all day, every day, he gets underrated.
Yeah. I think Lamar's a top 10 quarterback, hands down, in this league.
Oh, yeah. Hands down. And I think I don't like run first quarterbacks. I don't like running quarterbacks. I only think before Lamar, I don't think I've liked anybody to run first outside of Vic. But the difference was Vic had the arm to back it up.
And Lamar has the arm.
RG3, Vince Young, a lot of those guys, great quarterbacks. Their arm was not as solid as Lamar. They were the athletic quarterback. And when you get to the NFL, you realize you have offensive linemen that are running 5-second 40 times 2, sub 4, sub 5. Those guys are all fast in the NFL. It's not college where if you turn the corner, you can blow past people because you're just the fastest player on the field.
Yeah. I think Lamar's ultimate downfall, as the team is presently constructed,
mm-hmm.
Who is he throwing the ball to? Mark Andrew at tight end. Fantastic tight end.
Yeah. Marquise Brown, Sammy Watkins.
Sammy Watkins? This is 2021. This is not Sammy Watkins coming out of Clemson. Sammy has not proven anything in this league.
No, I think he's got a lot of number 3 guys.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Can he turn these number 3 guys and have them elevate their game? Can he help elevate their game?
People who I think could work out really well in the passing game, and it's gonna be beneficial for them to get them involved. You've got who's their starter? J.K. Dobbins?
Yeah, Dobbins.
Is he their starter? And then you got Gus the Bus Edwards. Man, put the team on his back and let him run up the middle like Miami did.
I don't know if I agree with this sacrilegious the bus
comment on
running back. There's only one
bus. Gus the Bus was kind of like a moniker. He had it because you had him with Duke Johnson and a bunch of smaller guys who were quick, and Gus was a big back who could come in on those third downs and just push the pile. But I think the biggest friend to a mobile quarterback like Lamar is going to be running backs who can catch out in the flats, and you can move the ball upfield, not just with the ball in their hands, but through the air as well.
No, I agree.
So I think you got to get those guys. Is Gus number 2? Trying to think if they have another running back.
Roster, double check it. Offhand, I don't know if they have another one.
Justice Hill. I don't know where they have everybody, but Justice Hill and Tyson Williams are their other running backs.
Yeah, Justice Hill sounds familiar. Let's take a look at their depth chart. This is their depth chart according to ESPN. Justice Hill is their third back. Tyson Williams is their 4th. Justice Hill,
so
a second-year player out of Oklahoma State.
Gus would be number 2 then.
Yeah, Gus is the backup.
Yeah, so get those two involved as quickly as possible in the passing game. make it a threat to where you can't just, because that's the thing. When Lamar gets out of the pocket, you're just going to see 11 guys on the defense start pushing downhill on him. You got to make those quick throws available to him to where you burn that defense for doing it.
That's where I think their construction's not built for that. They definitely needed to bring in, and I mean, they struck out on Juju Smith-Schuster. They struck out on T.Y. Hilton, which, I mean, T.Y. I think is a little past his prime. We'll talk about it a little bit later.
Yeah.
But Lamar needs some more weapons, and they haven't been able to provide him with that. But again, we'll see.
Yeah.
Can he elevate the team around him? That's going to be Lamar's big question for this season.
And we're still, I mean, how long has, I'm trying to think, how long has Marquise Brown been in the NFL now?
He's been in the league about 4 years, 5 years.
Since 2018. He played at Oklahoma.
3 years, okay.
Yeah. So there's still a lot of progression you can make.
Yeah. I thought he came in with Lamar. I might be thinking of the other.
His education says that he was at the University of Oklahoma 2017 to 2018. He entered the 2019 draft. So yeah.
Yeah, 19. Yeah, so this is going to be his third year.
Yeah. So
I might be thinking of Philly Brown.
Yeah, there's still a lot you can do. My big thing is like he's one of the few that are subconsciously making the choice. I need to get the ball out of my hand more. I can't just run it every down.
Yeah.
And I think as long as he's making that conscious effort, he's going to do good.
Yeah. No, and I think again, they're going to win the division. I do think they're the top team in the league. It would not surprise me they trip up a little bit. Top team in the division. I had to slow that down. I misspoke.
Slow that roll.
But no, I just they do have a couple of rookies that they drafted, Wallace and Bateman, to help that receiving core. I know Bateman is injured right now.
Yeah.
But, we have to see how those pieces gel with Lamar.
Yeah.
I do think Lamar, though, like you said, is underrated.
Yeah. So that's the AFC. We've got one big difference.
Mm-hmm. Which even the difference was like, we were kind of a little wishy washy with that.
Do we want to do records?
I mean, we could. I got the Ravens going. Let's say 14-3. They're with 2 losses coming against one against Browns, one against the Steelers. I think they split that series.
Yeah.
I got the Browns going. Let's say 13-4. Steelers 12-5. Bengals 3-14.
Okay, I got Ravens. I'm looking at the schedule real quick. I got Ravens losing 4. I think you're right. But I think the Packers pick one up on them potentially in December.
I'll be honest, I just spitballed the records. I didn't even look at the schedule. I'm just thinking pure roster standpoint.
Yeah, I'm just I think you said they had 3 losses.
Yeah.
Right? 1 to Pittsburgh, 1 to Browns.
Mm-hmm.
I think they might get swept by one of those teams, or they could lose to the Packers, and I think they could lose to what I think will be a very good team, Rams team this year. So I put them at 4 losses. So what's that make it? 13-4.
Yeah.
Bengals 7 wins.
Ooh,
7-10.
Wow, I only gave them 3. I don't think they're going to be good at all.
But it's a long season.
Yeah,
like
it is a long season.
They play. Let's see.
It's crazy because it's only 1 extra game, but it feels like the season's going to be so much longer.
Yeah, but just off the cuff, they play Jaguars, they play Lions, they play Jets, they play Raiders. Like,
I think the Jets are going to be better than we think. I think the Lions are going to be better than we think, and I think
Jaguars will be better than we think. But I think all 4 of those games are games that.
That's fair. It's a toss-up. That's fair.
I think they have a
1-7.
yeah. I think they have a long, and then there's always going to be, you know, oh, the Bengals upset so and so.
Man,
The
we're
Bengals
gonna have egg
upset,
on our
yeah,
face when they beat the Ravens this season. We're
yeah.
gonna have some egg on our face.
I put 6 or 7 wins on them.
Okay.
Not many. What you said 3?
I said 3.
Browns. That's a hard one because I'm looking at 2 different Browns teams, right? I'm looking at the Browns team that they've shown themselves to be and the Browns team that they've shown themselves they could be. I think if they really are the Browns team that they're showing they could be, I give them 12 wins. 12, 13 wins. If they're back to the Browns team that they were 2 seasons ago, I give them 8. You know, like but I'm optimistic for them, so I'm going to say 12 wins, Browns. And then Pittsburgh, I think I have to put them right there at 13 because that puts them right between the Ravens and the Browns, and that's where I think they fall.
And I mean, we both have them the top 3 teams within 2 games of each other.
Yeah, so. I think it's a close division up at the top.
Yeah, no, I agree. So that brings us to the South, AFC South, which I think is an average division. I think we have a couple of.
That's being nice, in my opinion.
Well, no, I think we have 3 average teams, and Houston.
Oh,
I think we have 3 average teams in Houston. So
we're starting at Houston then.
We're starting at Houston. You said earlier. You said earlier that there is not a person that you can really think of that you would wish to not succeed.
Are you going to tell me Watson with everything going on?
If the allegations are true.
Hey,
yes, I would love nothing more than for Watson to fail. If the allegations are true. That being said, if Philly brings Watson on as they're rumored to be the front runner in any potential trade for Deshaun Watson, I will be opening up my fandom. I do not want to root for that man. I do not want him anywhere near my team. I don't want him anywhere near the league right now.
No.
And I would be devastated if we were to trade Jalen Hurts in any type of way to end up with Deshaun Watson.
Houston is trying to not play the bad guy and waiting for the NFL to make a decision. I think Houston needs to just come out and say, Deshaun, you're sitting this year. You need to work on yourself. You need to work, even if the allegations aren't completely true.
Where there's smoke, there's fire, man. I mean, I know, like, legally, I'm saying if the allegations are true, but where there's smoke, there's fire, dude.
So I'm gonna get heat for this. I agree. Where there's smoke, there's fire. But I do think that there are very public cases that have come out. You know, I'm a Lakers fan. That there was a very public case that, you know, for the most part, most people have come out and said that was entirely a hookup and that realized nothing was going to happen. So she cried, you know, that word that we're not going to say because we're on YouTube and Twitch right now.
Yeah.
So I am 100% if the allegations are true, he doesn't need to be anywhere near the NFL. Yeah. But if you're putting yourself in the more so, I'm always going to side with the victim. If she's saying it, in my head it's true until something proves otherwise. In my mind, it's true. So he needs to be removed from the NFL. And if it's not true, he's still putting himself in situations to where he's got 22 allegations against him right now.
Dating back to college, dating back to his time in Clemson.
22. That's where it's not, you know, one girl, it's not one person, it's 22.
And a pattern, or what appears to be a pattern of targeting specific individuals.
get him out of my NFL.
Yeah.
I mean,
get this stuff figured out. And
I'm 100% for second chances.
Yeah,
I'm 100% for rehabilitation. You don't need to be in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
Because, and this is going to go back to me being a coach and working with kids. As a professional football player, you are a role model both on and off the field, and you need to handle yourself as such. And I haven't even heard him, and you can correct me if I'm wrong.
He has not been.
I haven't even.
Anything.
I haven't heard him come out and say anything, apologize, nothing.
As a matter of fact, he said the first thing to the media the other day during practice, and he was just jogging laps, and he said, "Why y'all always filming?" That's the first thing he said to the media. So
no,
taking that away, I don't think the team's going anywhere regardless. They don't have talent. JJ Watt is gone.
He was the only talent on the team.
They have a new coach, Chan Gailey, I think is there.
Yeah.
No, is it Chan Gailey? Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Bill O'Brien destroyed that team, left, and that team's not going anywhere. But again, like I said, if Deshaun Watson gets traded to the Eagles, I will be opening up my fandom. That was my take with the Eagles.
You're always welcome to come join the Cowboy train.
No, that will not be happening.
So you could be a Ravens fan,
but we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll talk about a team in this division that I might start rooting for.
Oh my god!
Because I can't get enough punishment.
Oh my god!
So Houston, number 4 for me. For you as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
The other 3, it's really hard. It's another one where the other 3 I feel like could go any way.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna
average,
completely average. I'm gonna go Titans 3.
Wow.
I really think the Colts and the Jags have a shot at being better than expected.
We differ.
We differ. Heavily differ.
Let me hear your statement for the Titans.
Who's their starting quarterback?
Ryan Tannehill.
Tannehill. What? You mean the guy who played like wide receiver at A&M for a while?
I mean the guy who all he has to do is turn around and hand the ball over to Derrick Henry 40 times a game for them to win.
You mean the guy? Yeah, that's not gonna last. How long has Derrick Henry been in the NFL?
3 years.
You think that just continues? Defenses don't keep.
I think that continues this year. Derrick Henry is a freaking beast.
He is a beast. But it's the NFL.
That's fair. I still think Derrick Henry has one more good year like he did last year.
I think Derrick Henry has a great year. I just don't think that equates to the Titans being great. I think if all you can do is run the ball, I mean, what did Ryan Tannehill do in Miami?
It's a different squad, man. It's a different squad.
It is, but at the same time, like Ryan Tannehill, he's got 2 wide receivers that are, 1 foot into retirement.
You need to put some respect on Julio Jones's name, please.
Julio Jones. I mean,
Julio's still only 31. He's not like
32.
32.
32.
Okay, my bad. He's not,
Yeah, but he's a wide, like, he's not a quarterback that, is super protected. And he's a wide receiver who's taken a lot of hits.
He has taken a lot of hits.
And, I mean, it's not Matt Ryan back there throwing to him.
Dude, you want to hear a hot take?
And when it was Matt Ryan back there throwing to him, he'd get 300 yards and 1 touchdown and lose the game.
I think the difference in skill between Ryan Tannehill and Matt Ryan right now is not
right now.
Right now. Matt Ryan last season and Ryan Tannehill. The difference.
I'm talking.
Oh yeah, pedigree.
I'm talking.
Yes.
Pedigree.
No, there's a huge difference.
Yeah.
On the current talent level, I don't think it's that steep of a drop off from Matt Ryan to Ryan Tannehill.
Oh yeah, no. I currently now. No, I agree with you. But
so
what
Julio will be just fine.
he was getting 300 yards in games with Matt Ryan and losing because they couldn't do anything. You got AJ Brown.
Yeah, AJ Brown is an emerging receiver, dude.
He's
Put some respect on that name too.
I mean, yeah, he's a 24-year-old. He's a good receiver. But when I think of receiving cores, like I'm not going to Tennessee for. I really think like if you get 60 snaps in a game, 55 of them are going to Derrick Henry, and that's a big problem.
I think it changes a little bit this season. I do. I know they lost their top three of their top four receivers in general. But I think they're going to be okay. I mean, it depends on where you are putting a certain college football team in this ranking.
What college?
The University of Jacksonville. Depending on where you rank them, will say how different our rankings are going to be.
I have them at number 2.
Okay, so we're just flip flopping the one.
And
we're just flip flopping
there. I still don't think those two are very far off.
I think there's a big gap between Tennessee and Jacksonville. I do.
I think Tennessee is a one-trick pony right now, and by all means, I would love. I mean, Tennessee. I'm a Texas boy. Tennessee's that's my Houston Oilers from down the road, moving up to country music capital. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would love to see the Tennessee Titans do big things, but I think they're a one-trick pony right now, and I would love to see them expand, but I don't see them doing it with the current roster.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think the Jaguars could be a surprise. We don't know what Trevor Lawrence is. We know what Ryan Tannehill is in the NFL.
You're right.
We don't know what Trevor Lawrence is.
Here's my one argument against the Jaguars being a surprise.
Okay.
Everyone is saying they're going to be a surprise. They're not going to surprise anyone. They're the trendy pick this season to go to vastly improve.
Here's my thing for the Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
The Jaguars are now God's team because Tim Tebow's playing tight end.
You know what? I was going to get to Tebow Mania in a minute. Here, first of all, Tebow's not making the team coming out of the training camp.
You don't think so? I think he's 100% athletic enough to play tight end, and I think if he'd have moved to tight end,
if he would have came into the league as a tight end, yes.
I think if he'd have moved to tight end, he'd have never left the league.
Also, chat. I know Sly didn't watch the game yesterday because he did not see Tim Tebow's block attempt.
Well, okay.
That man cannot be that athletic when you see this block attempt. Now that being said, yes, Tebow is incredibly athletic. I'm just busting balls.
Yeah, but you're teaching a quarterback.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm just
to block.
busting.
He's gonna have to. Yeah, he's gonna have to learn things.
He's incredibly athletic. He is.
But I think he's incredible. Like you saw it at quarterback, he was incredibly athletic.
I think he'll be signed to the practice squad. I think Urban Meyer would definitely keep him around, but I do not think he makes the team coming out of breaking camp.
I think he's number 2 or number 3 tight end on the team, getting in there for gadget plays while he's learning, and then by the end of the year, I think he's not necessarily a starter, but I think you're hearing his name pop up in games more often.
That's fair. I don't think he's going to have that much of an impact. Now, that being said, talent-wise, I think the Jaguars are right there with Tennessee. I think the only thing that's going to hold them back this season is just getting the unit to gel together. Urban Meyer's coming in. He's coming in with probably the most NFL-ready quarterback since Andrew Luck, hands down. Proven winner. I think Trevor Lawrence has lost 3 games that we know of. Once in high school and twice in college. You know, I love the fact that this is another team that selected a running back in the first round, Travis Etienne. I think
Etienne's a great running back.
He's a great receiver. He's a great receiving running back. He has rapport with Trevor Lawrence, which any rookie running back, we talked about Baker dumping off, a rookie running back has to be able to do that. and having that familiarity with Lawrence is going to help him. Both of them. I just think they're 1 year out. I think next year they're going to be an incredible squad. I think this year is going to be a lot of growing pains. I'm not saying they're going to be a terrible team. I just don't think they're ready to contend for a division championship just yet.
I will come at you and say the Titans had one really, really good wide receiver. I'll still give Julio credit. He is a damn good wide receiver. And they've got some emerging talent. Marvin Jones, he could be a number 2 wide receiver most places. Not a number 1, but a number 2 most places. Philip Dorsett, he could be a number 2 most places.
I know. I was gonna say that is absolutely
no. Philip Dorsett had a great first year for what he was expected to do.
Okay.
He's fallen off, but I would still put him over the 3rd and 4th string wide receivers for the Titans. I wouldn't put him over the Titans' top 2, but in a receiving core, I'd put him over some of them. Tavon Austin, your gadget wide receiver, speedy dude. He can still make some plays. I'm not putting him over Julio Jones.
Tavon Austin is the homeless man's Deshaun Jackson.
There's Terry Godwin is on the, like, just looking at the wide receivers. There are a lot of 2 and 3 wide receivers, and some that I have just love for Philip Dorsett.
We just talked about Lamar Jackson needing to elevate these 2 and 3 wide receivers and not having a true number 1.
Yeah, but I'm not talking this team's going to be a great team in the NFL. I'm talking just compared to the Titans. I think the Titans have a really good wide receiver and then the rest of the core. And then I think the Jaguars have wide receivers, but they're all which is still above the Titans wide receiver core. Julio Jones just kind of throws off the Titans scaling. So I do think that Lawrence is going to need a lot of help, but I think he's got an easier time with an assortment of average wide receivers, whereas you got 1 or 2 notable names for the Titans, and then everybody else is like, who?
And the Jaguars have Tim Tebow, obviously.
And the Jaguars have Tim Tebow.
I think really what our arguments boil down to. My argument is Tennessee has a much higher floor and lower ceiling, whereas Jacksonville has a much lower floor but a higher ceiling.
Yeah, I definitely think the ceiling is much higher. And, I'm optimistic, so that's what I'm going with when I look at these players.
So then we agree then on the number 1 team in this division.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think they have the
best quarterback in this division.
Best quarterback in the division. I'm trying to rethink who my other quarterbacks were.
Ryan Tannehill, Trevor Lawrence, Houston Texans quarterback.
Yeah. And no quarterback because Deshaun Watson probably is not playing.
I don't know who Deshaun's backup is, to be honest with you.
Nobody does. And by the best quarterback in this division, I mean your boy, number 11, from the great state of UT, Sam Ehlinger.
Wow.
And then they have Carson Wentz above him, so they've got the 2 best quarterbacks in this division.
Tyrod Taylor is Houston's starting quarterback.
Oh, Tyrod Taylor. Actually, hold up. Let me pump the brakes there. Tyrod is Deshaun's backup.
Yeah, Tyrod is listed as the starter. Jeff Driscoll's their backup, and Davis Mills. Oh, that's right. They drafted a quarterback in the 3rd round out of Stanford.
Cut that. Reverse it. Tyrod's taking Houston to the Super Bowl as long as nobody punctures a lung with a needle. Like,
I'm dead, dude. Wow. What a statement.
That's what took him out last year.
That's what took him out last year, yeah. That's exactly what took him out last year.
He had a trainer go to give him a shot and puncture his lung.
Now you right. You right.
Yeah, I think this is clearly, I again, not a top tier team
No, this
in the
division
NFL.
is the very definition of average.
Yeah, but I mean, I trust Carson Wentz more than I trust any of the other guys.
As an Eagles fan, let me tell you how misplaced that trust is, okay? Carson's biggest issue,
Injury.
he's got two. Injuries, which has already hit him. He's missing the rest of the preseason.
Yeah.
He's on track to start week 1. On track. But we know how Carson is. He plays hero ball. And I do think some of it boiled down to
it's so fun to listen to you talk about Carson Wentz when he's not on any Eagles jersey, because this is nothing like what you would have said last year about him. Carson Wentz is the best quarterback in the NFL when he's not injured. He's as good as Dak every time. His numbers don't say he's as good as Dak. Well, he is.
Listen. Dak Prescott is a better quarterback than Carson Wentz. I can say that now. Y'all can clip that all you want. No, but seriously, Carson's biggest thing will be, I think, he's got some better weapons around him so he won't have to play as much hero ball.
100%.
They've improved that offensive line a bit too, which is going to be huge for him. Now, that being said, Quentin Nelson, their top offensive lineman, hurt as well with this coincidence. I don't know, dude. I think Carson is secretly cursed because he goes down with the foot injury. Quentin Nelson, same exact injury 2 days later. Both on track to come back for week 1. But I don't trust Carson when it comes to injuries and ultimately reducing turnovers.
Is this Jonathan Taylor's first? No, he was in it last year.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
No, Jonathan Taylor, the Wisconsin Badger running back that came in and he had almost 1,200 yards and 11 touchdowns.
He had a solid year. Yeah. He's got a running game. And that's the other big thing with Carson is Carson's biggest strength has always been his ability to manipulate the ball. I think he's a magician with the ball in his hand. He's fantastic when he's improvising. He's fantastic out of the play action. And the last couple of years in Philly, we didn't really have a great running game. It obviously showed. And then, yes, the injuries. But Carson, 2019, week 1 through week 12. Was it 2018, week 1 through week 12, MVP caliber starter. But we're 3 years out from there.
Yeah,
and that's my issue.
I think the thing that I like most about this team right now, Carson Wentz, I do legitimately trust him. I trust him more than Tyrod. I love Tyrod Taylor. I think he is overlooked a lot of times as a solid not a top tier quarterback, but as a solid quarterback. I love Tyrod Taylor, but I trust Carson more than I do Tannehill. I trust him more than I do Lawrence, just because I've seen Carson in the NFL. We haven't seen Lawrence yet. And the thing that I think they have going for him, honestly, and I jokingly said this earlier, I think Ehlinger has a hell of a player's heart, and he almost has a little bit, and he's a better quarterback than I think Tim Tebow is, but he almost has a little bit of that Tim Tebow in him. He is a competitor through and through, and he is gonna find ways to win. So inevitably, when Carson Wentz goes down, I think they have a hell of a quarterback potentially in the making behind him.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because I mean, look at the UT games when Ehlinger was there. They were not pretty. They were, but you could see every other player in orange on the field giving up. You could never see you never saw Ehlinger give up. Yeah. Ehlinger was pushing. He was ready to go. And I'm not a UT fan either, but I do, and maybe that's because we live right next to where Ehlinger grew up, and I got to watch him play high school ball and college ball, and the kid has the mental game.
Yeah.
We'll see if he has the physical game, but he has the mental game. But yeah, I think they're my clear favorite right now in the division.
No,
And it's probably a 2-3 game. Like I said, between 2 and 3, I think that's a 1 game difference. Between the Jaguars and the Titans, but between whoever's 2 and the Colts, I think that's a 2-3 game difference at least.
Yeah, no. So let's go over the schedule and let's get some wins losses here.
All right, so we're gonna start with Texans were bottom.
Yeah.
So let's start with Texans. Let's see, those are all preseason.
They're gonna be the first team to go 0-17.
You know, don't tempt me. I mean, Browns, I think that's a loss. Bills, I think that could be a loss. Colts, loss. Rams, loss. Titans could be I think they pull at least 2 in division, right? I think they trade out with Titans probably. And I think they probably trade out with Jaguars. I think the Colts probably sweep them. And then I'm looking at non-division games, and I'm seeing maybe another 2 or 3. This could be like a 5-win team.
1, 2, 3.
And this is a hard one because we're assuming Deshaun's not playing.
Yeah, this is all assuming Deshaun's not playing. I see them winning 3 games.
Yeah, I'm being nice and saying 5.
Yeah.
But that's being heavily nice.
And even one of the games, and we'll talk about this next week when we talk about this team.
Yeah.
Even that one of those games, I give them maybe 3 a solid 2 wins.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not far off. I'm being generous with it because I think it's hard to win both games in a series. Let's go Titans next. We're gonna use my rankings.
All right, that's fine. Go Titans next.
Yeah, like
1, 2, 3.
1, 2,
4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, you're being generous.
I'm giving them 6 or 7 wins.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give them 6. I'm gonna give them 6.
I'm right about 6 wins.
I'm gonna give them 6 wins.
Yeah, I say 6 wins for the Titans. That's surprising to me.
Going through the schedule, I think I'm gonna swap the Titans and the Jags. Looking at that schedule.
Yeah,
I think so. Let's take a look at
the Jags.
The Jags.
I'm gonna immediately say 7 wins.
2 off the bat because they're playing the Texans twice.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5.
I mean, they played the Bengals.
6. I'm gonna give the Jags 7. I'm gonna switch my rankings. I have the Jags finishing second. I'm giving them 7.
I'm giving them 7 as well. I really do think there's like a 1 game difference between them and the Titans.
Yeah.
And then the Colts, I'm gonna say they come in at 9, 10.
Well, they play the Texans twice, so that's 2.
Yeah, they play. I'm gonna give them a 1 against both of the other 2.
Yeah,
that's 4.
That's 4.
Then I think they come in. Patriots, we don't know what they're gonna look like. There's a lot. I mean,
I'm gonna give them. I saw the Vikings. That's the preseason game. I'm gonna give them 9.
Yeah, 9, 10.
Yeah,
that's where I have them, and that fits with what I was saying. The difference between them and the other teams are it's right at 2 or 3 games.
Again, a very average division.
Yeah, it's a meh division, if you will.
Just like the Jags receivers and this podcast.
Meh.
It's just meh.
Hey now.
Well, let me say 50% of the podcast is meh. The other one is just
this 50% over here. This area.
We talk about
this is
overused.
This is like a D tier, and then you got that guy in that green jersey
over there, and over here we're just a D3 college. We're Cole College. Well, that's the University of Miami over there. We're Rutgers in the Big Ten. That's Miami in the Big East.
The ACC.
Well, I mean, has Miami been good since they came to the ACC?
Were they ACC in 2001?
No, they were in the Big East.
They were Big East 2000. Yeah. I was trying to think of when they came to ACC.
Yeah, it was like 2006, I think, is when the Big East dissolved.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's your AFC North and South.
Yep. Tune in next week when we talk about the AFC East and West.
Yeah, East and West.
Sly, where can the people find you?
I mean, you can find me at Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all at BigSlyTV because we do work.
All I do is work.
Where can the beautiful people find you?
The easiest place to find me is RicanStreams.com, but I am RicanStreams everywhere on the internet. Did you not know? I've had RicanStreams.com registered for a year.
He's over here saying he's a D3 school, and this man has his own website. I don't even have one of them linky things to go in my bio like most streamers. He got his own website. This man, Chad.
You can find me everywhere, RicanStreams. We're on Twitch 4 times a week starting in September. We'll be on YouTube 3 times a week starting in September. And the number one thing to look out for, Fridays. Sly, Rican, Dad Bod to Rad Bod. That'll be launching.
Damn straight.
We're getting back into the
starting in September.
I'll be releasing more things about that on Twitter, so make sure you drop a follow and hang out. But I appreciate you guys watching and listening to us yammer about the NFL for a little bit. It's always great talking sports with you, Sly.
Who's the best champion in wrestling right now?
You ready for this? Matt Cardona. That stuff that he did with GCW has just had me like on cloud 9. I love Matt Cardona.
Hey guys, join in for another YouTube video this week at some point where we talk about what's going on in wrestling right now, because we're gonna record that after this.
Yeah, we're gonna need one of those. All right, chat. All right, YouTube. You guys take care. Sly, I'm gonna let you do the outro because I love the way you talk to people to close out your stream. So,
guys, as always, look at me right here. Bring it in. Look into my eyes. Love you guys. Don't forget to love each other. Be characters that make an impact on the world you're living in. And until next time, later days. Alright, chat. Find some bells real quick. Hey, look.